Welcome to Inspirations with Niger, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. I have a special guest. This is a special episode. We're actually going to be talking to Miss Jalissa Johnson.
Yeah.
She is my producer, and for Soul Compass and for 810 Studios, she's the administrative assistant.
Yeah.
So, yay! We're going to learn about a little bit about Jalissa today. And Jalissa, could you tell us a little bit about Jalissa? Let's start from, let's go a little bit. You know, I like to go into childhood, and I like to come on up. Everybody has to know this. We have to start the show right now. Her mama she's my auntie, but she's like my life. Like she's my breath. If I had to say that. Everybody know, I love my Aunt Tia. Aunt Tia, you better tell them. I love my Aunt Tia.
That is true. She loves her Aunt Tia.
Okay, now, I digress. Okay. All right, Lisa,
Yes,
could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Of course, I am Jalissa Johnson. Born and raised here born in Clinton, raised in Ingold. I am the baby of 4 siblings.
You gotta say the name.
The oldest is Terrell, then we have Brian, and then we have my favorite, Veronica, and then it is me, the baby. We grew up in what we call the field. In the field, there was nothing but...
Hold on. I have to interject again. The field. The field was where everybody played, where everybody loved. We cooked, we had fun. Anybody who went to the field and have field memories,
Yes.
They're memories that you'll never forget. We learned about family. We learned how to love. We ate stuff. And if you ain't from the field, you don't know what stuff is. But we know what stuff is.
We know what stuff is.
And let me tell you, in the field, you could take your kids if you did not have a babysitter. Long as you had some cereal, some milk, and some eggs, you stop at the driveway, you put it in your kids' hands, and you let them run.
Yep.
They're going to Aunt Tia's house more than likely.
They definitely were. They definitely were.
Okay.
They definitely were. As Niger said, she told you, we were raised in the field. It was nothing but family, literally from one end to the next end. Cousins, aunts, uncles, grandparents, great-grandparents. We were all there together. So, you know me, I'm very family-oriented. Shout out to my loves. I love you guys. They are my back. They are my rock. My mom, speaking of my mom, Niger's life, our life, she is everything. The strongest woman I know. She, I get my strength from my mom. I've seen her overcome a lot. She's any and everything you could think of it. I've seen her take on breast cancer, and she whooped its butt. So big shout out to Mommy. We love you. I appreciate you. You are my girl. I moved away for a while. It was a pause, but we're gonna edit that out.
So no, where did you move? Where did you move to?
I moved to first I moved to Red Springs, and then I moved to Colorado.
Okay.
I was in Colorado.
You moved to Colorado?
I lived in Colorado.
Are you serious?
I lived in Colorado, and when you opened my front door, you saw the mountains.
Are you serious? How long did you stay in Colorado?
I was in Colorado for maybe 2.5 years.
Wow.
I lived in Colorado for 2.5 years. It is the most beautiful place I have ever visited.
Was it humid or dry?
It was. I wouldn't. At times, it was humid.
Okay.
But you didn't care,
right?
Because it was amazing. Everything about it. Let me tell you what did throw me off with Colorado. It was the middle of July, and we had a snowstorm.
Wow.
And we had a snowstorm on base, but if you went across town to Walmart,
No
it
snow.
was summertime. So that was my thing. Like, I loved it. I did a lot of fun things in Colorado. I went sledding in Colorado. Went sledding down a little hill.
Oh.
It was amazing. Then,
So, did you have kids then? Or?
I did. I had my first child before I moved. I had my second child while in Colorado.
So, how many children do you have now?
I have 4 children total. I have 2 boys and 2 girls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I have 2 boys and 2 girls. Brian, Jaden, Matavia, and Maisha.
Oh, Brian. You named Brian?
Yes.
After my Brian? No, let's not.
Look, it's crazy. His dad name is Brian.
Really?
So he's a junior. And then, of course, I told you guys earlier, my brother name is Brian. So, and let me tell you, those Bryans.
I love my Brian.
Yeah, see, we did it together. So yeah, but in total I have 4 children. Coming back from Colorado, I moved to Robeson County. You know,
Did you like it there?
it was
okay.
okay.
Was it?
Yeah,
was
it
it
was.
Lumberton or Port?
I was in Red Springs.
Red Springs. Okay.
Yes, I was in Red Springs, and I try to make the best of everything. Having kids change who you are, so you know, it being rough, you know, you really didn't get into that part because you know you was being mom.
Right.
So, but then, like I told y'all, I miss my family. I miss, you know, my mom, my sister, my siblings, and I moved back to Fayetteville. I was there for a while, and then I was like, you know what? I'm ready to go home. Okay. It is time to go home. And for me, home is the field. However, and I went home. Home is the field. But, you know, originally being in Clinton or Ingo, like, I just missed it. I'm a very country girl. I want to go outside and I want to get on the 4-wheeler. And I remember one time we chased my brother Deshaun. He chased down the hogs. So,
right.
Yeah, we had horses running by the windows and I missed those things.
Right.
So I was like, I want to go home.
Right.
So I came home.
Okay.
I came home.
Now, backtracking, because I know you work. I know you have the kids.
And a full-time student.
Full-time student. Like I said, you're my producer. You're an assistant to a great studio like this. So, how do you still, remember how you said you changed because the kids came?
Right.
So, how do you manage to do that now? Like with all the tasks that you come in.
All the tasks that I take on, I try to give everything its time. While the kids
if you
are
don't
in
mind
school,
me saying, you have your seizures and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's a whole lot of things. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I've been through the cancer thing too, so
Right.
I still have things going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't imagine, having small kids.
Mm-hmm.
And still being able to do everything you do
Mm-hmm.
with, having, difficulties with that,
Right.
and then working, and then full-time student
Right.
on top of that.
Right.
Because, my kids were older. Like, David's in school, but David can cook, and, he can't cook. David is a big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
With taking on, my medical history, as she mentioned, my epilepsy, I'll speak on that first. I have molded my children to understand my condition.
Before you start, could you let the audience know, the ones that don't know, what epilepsy is?
I am epileptic. I have seizures. Sometimes those seizures are, calm. I can just sit and I may stare out into space. Other times, I'm unable to breathe. It's a neurological issue, and it's something I'll probably live with the rest of my life. But all in all, I can maintain it. I can let you know, hey, I'm sick, or hey, My favorite line is, "Hey, I'm going down." And they'll know when I say I'm going down. They'll be like, "All right, well, sit down. Don't move. What you need? Give me a rag. Let me do this and let me do that." Right. So I've positioned my children to understand and to know if they walk into a room and they see me shaking in convulsions, or they see me just laying down and I'm staring into space, they know exactly what to do. My oldest son, Bryant, he knows the first thing he'll say is, "Turn on her side. She ain't got nothing in her mouth." And he'll, "Mom, you okay? Are you okay?" If I don't come out of it quickly enough for him, the first thing he's doing, he's calling Aunt Pinky, or he calling his grandnana. Grandnana is my mom. Aunt Pinky is my aunt.
Pinky!
He's calling those two people. Those are always the first people he calls.
Yeah.
And from that point, they'll give him instructions. And let me say, living with epilepsy, it's not just that, during those times that I need him. We have to think about the times to where I'm not myself, or the times to where I can't get out of bed and dinner has to be done. Well, I can say, "Junior, I need you to go cook dinner." And my 12-year-old will get up and he will go in the kitchen and he will fry chicken and he'll make macaroni and he'll even make corn. And dinner's done. And that's something I don't have to worry about. So I thank God that, he's able to assist and help with those things. I give him, I'm hard on him because he's the oldest, but he doesn't know that he's really my strength. So I see you, baby. Mommy love you. But
and could you teach your cousin David how to cook, how to make a bologna sandwich? I'm just saying.
I got your back, David. Junior got you, David. Don't worry. Junior got you, David.
Just macaroni and cheese. Anything.
Yes, he
noodles.
Will be there. He will do it all. And I'm telling you, I can remember times to where it's been to where I'm just like, "Hey, Mommy need to go straight to bed." And he'll be like, "Okay, I got it." And, I'll take my medicine and I'll go lay down and I'll get up in the middle of the night. The house is clean. Everybody's in bed. And he'll hear me get up and he'll come, "Hey, you all right? All right, well, it's some food for you. I made you this. And, it's in the refrigerator. Do you need anything? Okay, well, I made sure you had water, and here go your medicine again." So living with epilepsy is hard, but my kids are a great help with it. They are. They know exactly what to do. They know the signs to look for. They know when to, slide my medicine to me. Like, "Hey, you ain't take your medicine today." So they've adjusted to it. Living with that, being a full-time mom of 4 children, going to school and working. Like I said, I try to space everything out. I try not to get myself overwhelmed. If I feel myself getting overwhelmed, I will say it quickly. You've heard me say it. "Hey, listen, I need a timeout.
Right.
I'm going home. I'm turning my phone off, and I'll talk to y'all in a day or two."
Right.
And it's not, that I don't want to do it. It's just that I can't afford to put myself through any stress, because when I'm not my best, they're not theirs.
You would say you have good boundaries.
Yes, of course. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That's good. Yeah, that's good. And how do you protect those boundaries? Like, I know you say that you do all those things, but is there ever a time that you be like, such and such did ask me to do this, and I should, but your boundaries are there, always there? Or can you say that sometimes I don't? Because some people with boundaries, like my daughter, her boundaries are boom, 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 and then sometimes you have the other side like me, like, "I know I said that, but let me get up and let me do this."
Yes.
And how did you get those boundaries? Was it that epilepsy, or did you always have boundaries? Or
let me tell you this, and I'm going to be real.
And this is in this space.
Yes.
This is a real space.
I am being absolutely real. I didn't set boundaries. I didn't set my boundaries the way they are until I was at my grandmother's house, and I had an episode. And I had an episode to where I cannot tell you nothing that happened. They tell me what happened, and we laugh at it because I'm like, no, I didn't. And they're like, no, you really did. But it was when I woke up in the hospital, and my mom was sitting there, and it was like, all right, well, you need to sign these POAs, and we need to know if you ever go out, do you want us to resuscitate? And there was the look on her face, and I was like, I will never break your heart again. I will make sure I get myself in order, because me being out of order is what led to me having my frequent seizures. So seeing her in that state broke my heart. I always say it broke my heart, because that's my girl. I never want to see her, afraid that her baby's gone or any of her kids. So I was like, all right, I have taken a step back. If it's not school, if it's not work, if it's not those kids, I am in the house. And that is how I keep myself aligned with everything that I need to do. I can say, I'm going to work from 11 to 3 because the kids get out of school at 3. Right. Guaranteed that I am home by 3 o'clock. Mm-hmm. I am home, and I write y'all what we having for dinner and, getting things together. If I say I'm going to do homework from 5 to 10, I'll be doing homework from 5 to 10.
So you're not easily distracted. At one time you was, but now?
At one time I was, but now my yes has turned into no. So no, I can't go. Well, I want to do it, but no, I can't do that. Or yeah, y'all come over and have, let's have some wine or something, and then I'll be like, you know what, I'm so sorry, y'all, but I got to do my homework because it's due at such and such. So I find myself getting distracted, but I'm also like, no, I'm sorry, y'all. Maybe next time we'll do it another time. Right. So I easily correct myself. Okay.
So that takes a lot of discipline.
Yes, it does.
Especially because you're young, right? So,
I am. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm young.
You're not 40 yet, right?
I'm not 40.
Right. You're still young.
40's young, though.
It is.
Young. 40
but you're younger than that.
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
Okay. So, we have boundaries.
Yeah.
So you can say you're in a safe place. You feel like, because I know some people say when you feel safe within who you are and in your space, that you can build healthy boundaries.
Yes. More
or less than when you feel like your space is unsafe and cluttered, right, and you can't find yourself. Right. It seems like you get a little chaotic. Mm-hmm. So you're at that point in your life that you're kind of in your space where you feel safe, that I can say no and I'm still going to be fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Instead of saying no and then I'm just in a disarray.
You want to know what it really was? I found me some peace. That's what I mean by saying. Yeah. I found me some peace. The things that used to bother me, I'm like, all right. They'll say, fuss them people out and go on about your day. I be like, I ain't even finna do that. Just whatever, bye. Right. Because once I do that, I'm giving you too much of me. So I'm okay, like, oh no, it's all right. Yeah. You got it. And I'm gone. I have found me some peace. I can say I am the happiest that I have been in a very long time. I am very happy.
I love to hear that from
Thank you.
A young person. And I do want to tell you, like, I can remember coming to your house one night, and I'm knocking on the door, and it's like, hey, those kids got it locked. You hear me? I'm knocking on the door, and it's like, who is it? And I'm like, it's your cousin Niger. Who? We don't know you.
They don't know you. And listen, I'm right in the room.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm right in the room. All I have to say is, "Mom, somebody at the door," but no.
And you know, and when you walk in, you can see the discernment. Like they're checking you out. Like, okay,
It's the baby. It's the baby, y'all.
Yeah.
It's
she's like,
who you?
And then she'll leave out the room. She'll come back. You know, but that's good.
Yeah,
that's really good. And I commend you on being. And she's in Girl Scouts, right?
Yeah. Well, my second.
Second.
Well, my oldest daughter is in Girl Scouts. Yes, true.
So how's that going?
Girl Scouts is going great. Girl Scouts is going great. Shout out to Girl Scouts Troop 1552. Hi, y'all. That's my Aunt Mary and my Grandma Lydia. Thank you, ladies, for everything. But she loves it. She loves it. We have something we have to go do tonight with Girl Scouts, and she's excited. Yeah. So we love it.
Does she like the camping aspect of it?
Well, she hasn't been camping. She missed the camping trip, but she is ready to go. And Niger told her she was going with her.
I'm the captain, buddy. My son was a Boy Scout, but he got too big and too grown. He didn't want to be a Boy Scout anymore. So I don't get to go camping, but I got some girls that I can lay in the tent.
Yes,
we're gonna get us what I call a castle. I'm working on it. I love the castle.
She's excited. She loves it.
But with all that being said, you know, so do they ride the bus too? So you're doing all this because I know sometimes you're taking them to school. Yes. And you're doing all kinds of.
Well, my baby, she's the last one to get on the bus. Her and my nephew, they're the last ones to get on the bus. And sometimes I'll be like, you know what? I am not waiting 7:45 to get y'all out of here. Let's go. Get your stuff, and I'm dropping you off. Mm-hmm. And by that time, my other two kids, they're like, well, we going too. So it's I'll say maybe 3 days out of the week I'm dropping them off at school, but I'll let them ride the bus home.
Right. So let me ask you this. What are your hobbies? We talked about the kids. So what are your hobbies? What do you like to do?
I like to read.
What's your favorite book? Go ahead. Listen.
Lord have mercy.
We're getting to know Jalissa. What is your favorite book? A book is a book.
A book is a book. My favorite book, and this has been my favorite book since I've read it, is The Coldest Winter Ever by Sister Soldier. That is my favorite book.
Okay.
I have read that book 7 times.
What do you like about it?
Everything. Have you ever read a book and it's like you see it happening?
Right.
You go to sleep and you dreaming it. Like, oh, that's what she meant. Right. Okay, I get it. And then when you wake up, the first thing you got to do is grab that book because, oh Lord, let me see. That's me. That's me with that book.
So are you one of those persons that like to read the book before you watch a movie? Or
I would. And let me tell you, Harry Potter.
You like Harry Potter?
Oh, I love the books and I love the movies. Mm-hmm. If you flick it through the TV and Harry Potter on, my kids be like, "Ma, Harry Potter on." I'm like, "Don't turn, I'm coming." Oh, I love Harry Potter. I read the books. I read the books in school.
Right.
And when the movies started coming out, I was like, yeah, this is it.
So what's your favorite childhood movie? Like, if you had to go back in time, what was that movie that had you in front of the TV, like saying the words and everything and copying? Like for instance, I can say, and don't judge me, School Days was my favorite movie. And I still remember the song Good and Bad Hair. And I can talk that movie from the beginning to the end. I mean, everything in between. I know it literally by heart at my age now and have not forgot. Like, that was my movie. I mean, that... I don't know why.
My brothers, Lord sorry, y'all. Loving basketball is that.
Now that, yeah. Like I could say as I got older, but we're talking childhood. Well, that was your childhood.
That was my childhood.
That was your childhood. Yeah. Oh my God.
That was my childhood.
Yeah.
Or Bronx Tale. But I can tell you, from the credits rolling.
Wow.
And Loving Basketball.
Wow. Oh my God.
I love that movie because when he was like, man, girls can't play no ball better than you. I was like, tell him, girl. Because who do you think?
You know, I still cry when that song sang, you made a fool of me at the end. You can say it's me. It's not me.
It's like, oh God. Yeah, y'all got this. Y'all got this. Y'all gonna work it out. I love y'all.
And you know, like he like really playing ball with her now. And I'm like, oh my God, he's not gonna let her win.
That was my movie. My brother will not watch that movie to save anybody's life right now. Not even his own. Terrell said, I am not watching that movie.
Now, in that generation, I would have to say, look, you got me up here crying, girl. Woo. And in that generation, I think I was probably 19-ish, 18, maybe 20-ish, 19-ish.
Mm-hmm.
It was that movie and Love Jones.
Oh, yes, honey.
Oh, Love Jones.
That girl, Lorenz Tate. Don't you do Nia like that. That's my girl.
I love that movie. Yes. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
That was my movie.
I love it. And you want to know why I really love Love Jones though? I love the poetry.
Yes.
I love the poetry. I say all the time, like, let's go to a poetry club. Like, and every time
I think we should take one. We should go.
Let's go.
That should be one of our things coming up.
We should go.
Like we should just go to a poetry club.
I will even write.
I want to do karaoke. Like I've never done karaoke at a bar.
Don't get me started.
I don't drink or anything, but I want to get up there and I want to sing.
Don't get me started, because let me tell you, I start out, I'd be like, no, I'm shy. And then I'd be like, don't blame Mr. Charlie. Mr. Charlie is just, and they'd be like, Jalissa, no. I'd be like, all right.
Okay, now I got to tell you something funny. Growing up, when my mother was living, my mother's deceased. Everybody know Crystal's my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And she's my cousin. And my mom would wake us up at night on Sunday nights, and we had to go to school. But she loved music and she loved to dance, and we had surround sound in the house because Circuit City was in our house back then. So that's how old it is, because I'm saying Circuit City.
Yes.
Like Circuit City was like we had speakers everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And so everybody would have to go. Well, me and Chris would have to go in the living room. But if people were there, everybody had to be in the living room. They had to dance with me. And my mom was a Betty Wright fan. Yes. And so we had to listen to that. And she'd say, sing, y'all, sing. And we had to sing. And we'd be sleeping with, we wanted to go to sleep. Like everybody else, parents had them in the bed. We like, come on, let's go to bed.
Listen, I love Auntie Betty. My kids be singing.
Oh my goodness.
Especially when they say, don't blame Mr. Charlie, that second oldest. He'd be like, Mr. Charlie, it's just a man. I'd be like, sing, baby, sing.
Funny
That's
story.
our thing.
Crystal had just started dating, and Mama didn't know how to explain nothing to her. So,
Which one did she use?
Mama came in there, and it was whole different. And Mama started playing Young Hearts Free. Never get hung up on my man and me. And she played that song, Young Hearts, and she was like, Crystal, do you hear this? Do you hear this? And Crystal was like, yes, ma'am. Run free. So we can go to bed.
Just so y'all can go to bed. Now look, I'm like, sing the song and hurry up so we can go, girl.
And then it was like, like she would play it again. It was like, oh my God. It was to the point where I literally had to throw her records away sometimes. She's like, I know Niger threw my record away, but I got another one. Like, she loves Shaka Khan, It's My Party. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. It was my party all day on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was my party. And then back in the day, it would play it, and then it would play the solid part, like instrumental. So it's like we had to hear the It's My Party. Then we had to go through the instrumental where it was just her party and she was going to sing it.
Yeah.
So it was.
Y'all could be here not. I'm in here partying. And look, I used to say that, like, Lord, I got my babies in here listening to that. But one day it was me and Aunt Pinky, and we were sitting in the living room, and my 5-year-old, this is the God's honest truth, my 5-year-old was walking up and down the hallway, and she had her phone and her little push thing, and she was just, and I said, Aunt Pinky, listen to what my baby's singing. And when I tell you, she was killing that Betty Wright, she was killing it. No pain, no gain. And I was like, shoot, I'm thinking I'm torturing them. They having a ball.
I was so lost. I promise you, I was so lost because, growing up, we went to church, but, we went, Mom and them went to Joe's afterwards. So, I didn't grow up with my faith being as strong as it is now. And I had my first church song where I thought was Stairway to Heaven, Step by Step. And Niger. Niger. I was going to heaven. Step by step. I was going to heaven. I'm telling you. I promise you.
Lord have mercy.
But I was for real. I would cry everything. It was like, in the spirit, I could see the steps.
And you see him, you think you sick by going to heaven. My Lord. My Lord.
Said, walk with me, talk with me. I was with him. I was there.
Step by step.
Step by step. But, I can say we had a fun childhood. Even though it was rough and, we ate stuff, but it was the best stuff ever. Can't tell you the secret to stuff. That's a Phil secret.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. But we all know what the stuff is.
Yeah, it's a big pot of stuff, but I just remember you could have been anywhere in your life, and it was okay to be in the field.
It was.
There was not a time if the bill collectors were calling in, if your house got repossessed, and I'm talking from experience, lose your cars, or anything. It's like you go to the field, and the minute that you walk in the field,
you can go in any house there,
any house, and the minute that you get to the field, all of that is like it was over. It was like, okay, this happened. We're gonna chill. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna ride a little bit and forget about it. I remember with Aunt Pinky, I was going through a lot. I never grieved my mom death. And I just remember Aunt Pinky was staying right across the street from Joe's. And she was like, you're not acting right. Because everybody know that, I used to drink before I got saved and I was out there. But I was doing way too much. Like, I was getting drunk all the time. Like, she said, something's wrong with you. And I know what it is.
She has that.
Get in the car. And so, I never, at Mama Frona, I didn't remember crying or anything. And it was 2 years later that Aunt Pinky got me. And she took me to my mom's grave right there in Garland. And she said, cry. And I looked at her like, and she was like, no, cry. Just cry. You never cry. Cry. And I think it was 2 years later, I just bawled. I mean, I cried my heart out.
Yeah.
And then when I got finished, she said something Aunt Pinky-ish and made me laugh. And then it was like
something about the snot and the clean nasty nose.
Yeah, yeah. But you got you.
There's no telling. If you know Aunt Pinky, you know you have to love her.
It was something. And then and I remember when I got a divorce. I had lost a lot of stuff, and I don't even know where me and Aunt Tia would get the money, but we were some riding sisters. We just rode. It was like 8:00 in the morning.
Down.
We were just riding.
She was down.
And it was like, I just remember getting home, and it was like, we'd get home, drop off food to y'all, and it was like, you ready? Yep. Then we gone, But I just remember going through my toughest times of my life. And it was a place where you could cry and you could vent. And at the end of the day, you was going to be laughing and you actually forgot, and, back then I didn't know Christ. I didn't have him as my savior. And I didn't know church, but I knew the field.
Right.
And I knew that if I could just get to the field.
Yeah.
And, I'm not downplaying my faith or anything like that, but on this show, we're very transparent.
Very.
And, but I didn't have any of those things, but it was like, that was my safe place.
Yeah.
And at that time, I didn't have boundaries and I didn't have self-confidence and I didn't have those things. But it was like, for everything you didn't have, you had an auntie that had that characteristic.
Yes. Now let me say this. I spoke earlier about coming back home. I've said it then and I'll say it now. Home is my happy place. That's my safe haven. But Aunt Pinky had a huge role in my upbringing. I didn't have one mom. I had three. And it was my mama, it was my Aunt Pinky, and it was Crystal. Those were my three moms. So when I did the transition to come back home, I was broken. I was gracefully broken, but I was broken. And I can say that and say in the same sentence, like sometimes I would doubt myself, like, how am I going to do this? Like, what was I thinking? And, we all need that person to be like, hey, listen, I'm going to let you do this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let you do it for a little while. And after a while, you're going to have to wipe your face. And you're going to have to stand up. And you're going to have to be the person that I know I raised you to be. And she was literally that person for me. I can tell you, she got plenty of snot stains on her shoulder from me. And even when, like I said, I get sick. And my kids, that's the first person they call. They call her Aunt Pinky because she's coming. Because she knows, all of the things I've been through. She was the person to, rub my back and tell me, it's okay, Lisa. You home now. Like, don't worry about it. I got you. And we all need that person. Now, again, we all know I'm Pinky. So, yeah, but
I guess this just turned into the Pinky show.
Yeah. She didn't.
She's always taking over something.
Yes. She didn't let you be down for long. So, that was my thing. Like, and I say to anybody, like, Aunt Pinky brought me from a dark place. She brought me back from a really dark place. Whether if it was just me saying, hey, I'm hungry, and I had a kitchen full of food.
Yeah.
So you coming over here, you want me to come cook?
Yeah.
Well, you can come cook.
Yeah.
And it got to the point to where I had all real dark curtains in my house. At one point, this is when I first moved back, because thank you, Lord, I'm out of that stage. But when I first moved back, I used to have like really dark curtains in my house. And she came in my house one day and she was like, it's too dark in here. Honey, this woman started pulling my curtains down, putting up different curtains, and it was just like, okay, this is what you needed. You needed this. You needed this person. You needed your special person. This was my special person.
Yeah.
And so the same thing she did for everybody, for you and everybody else, because she's done it for a lot of us. You know, she was that for me. So when I say I'm going home, know that Pinky's in the field, and know that's where I'm going.
Pinky's still in the field.
She's still in the field.
You can always still go home.
You can always.
And my home was up the road, but I couldn't go home.
Yeah.
And I can say Ingo as in a whole, we had so many people in Ingo to really just step up.
Yeah.
And be aunties and mothers. Because, you know, when Mama got killed, you know, it was Uncle Phil and Granddaddy. And, you know, I remember they just really, really stepped up. You know, Bertha Faison, that's my godmama, Mary Boone. But she
Mary Boone
loved us.
OD.
She took care of us. You got cussed out or whatever. But if you needed somewhere to lay your head,
Aunt Pinky's Mary Boone Jr.
and you just had to know these people.
That's
Just,
it.
yeah.
That's
And you
it.
know, and if you just needed somebody to talk to, Uncle Phil was at the picnic table.
Yes.
Playing
Front
Al
yard.
Green.
Yep.
Setting the house up. You know, if you needed a job, you get on the back of Granddaddy's truck and take it to the field.
Yeah.
You know, it was
Listen, they used to make us go to that. What was the what they call it, blueberry field? What field was we in?
that was
They
back.
used to make us. They used to make us go to the field, and you want some money, don't you? And we used to have to pick the things and put them in the bucket. I'm like, I ain't nobody's. What am I doing?
You know,
I'm a
let me tell you a blueberry story. My son, we was living in Raleigh then, and so I'm used to down this way. You pick blueberries, you get paid.
Yes.
In Lewisburg, wherever I was, where was I? It wasn't Lewisburg. It was where, I don't know, I was near a big strawberry or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But you pick it, you pay for what you pick from their field.
Oh, wait.
So I had David, and David had never picked blueberries or cucumbers or anything.
Oh, Lord.
So I go to this big field where they told me to go. And they was like, you can pick blueberries there. So I'm thinking, I got all these trays, these buckets, like, I'm okay.
No.
So I'm sitting up there, and I'm like, you know, because I know how to roll in my hand and roll it, you know, and I'm just, you know, there was a thing with the blueberries. I'll get over here.
It got to pay for.
This man is like $49 and something. So I'm thinking he going to give it to me. Because I was just trying to show my son a life hack. Like, this is what we did.
Because we definitely did it.
And, you know, I'm waiting on my...
And he looking at you like, where my money?
I said, I gotta pay for this? I would have paid this much. I would have stopped, like, at the first street. Like, I can't... Like, what? And so, I paid for...
I would have been like, hey, y'all in line. Y'all want some of these? Because I don't need
We
them all.
was in Willow Springs. That's what it was. And so I was like, we're so close to down home. Let's just go down home and get these blueberries away. But it was funny. Like, I was just rolling. You know how you got that pride? Like, I did this growing up.
I know exactly what I'm doing,
like,
and it's going to take me no time.
And then, you know, David's like doing one, like, Mama, how you do it so fast? I'm like, baby, it's in your head. Like, you know.
What in the world?
I had to pay for them.
Look, because we do that. You got to know how to do it. You don't know how to do it. I done did this all my life. Oh, Lord.
Oh, boy. Now, I got to get back to it.
I'm so tickled. Because I might not do one. Oh my goodness. So that's not how we do back home. You pay me, okay?
And no, sit on that leg.
Oh good.
Hey.
Oh, I'm so tickled.
But would you mind telling we're about to wrap it up. But would you mind telling the audience, you know, some of the things that we offer, and some things that we have coming up and everything. And then I will follow you when you get finished with some more things.
Here at 810 Studios, we offer several things for churches. We offer red carpet events. We offer coverage on your sermons, or if you're having a banquet, we can cover that. It can be live or it can be pre-recorded. We also have an in-house photographer. So if you have an event and you just need a photographer, we have an in-house photographer who's able to come and, you know, do your photography for your event. As well as 810 Studios, we have, we're partnered with other people as well, but we have a recording studio where if you are an artist and you need somewhere to record your music, you are more than welcome to go on to our booking site at 810 Studios of Clinton and book a studio session here with 810 Studios. So we have a lot of great things that we offer. If you have a podcast and you would like to shoot a podcast, we have package deals for that as well. We have studio space for you. If you have a business, if you have a business and you would like a commercial done, we shoot commercials. We do advertisements on all of our social media platforms. We are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. So of course here at 810 Studios and Soul Compass Radio, we have several packages. We are starting with management. We have a management. This is gonna be cut.
No, it's not. You know I'm not cutting it. I am not cutting it. So if you're on my show, I'm not cutting it. We're not cutting it.
Here, wait, pause. Okay, wait, pause. Okay. Let me get a brochure. So this can be cut though, right? I'm gonna run and get a brochure so I can read over it real quick. I just want to be able to look at it. You keep looking at the camera like we live, Niger. Like, I'm getting scared at this point because I know we ain't supposed to be live.
I just want to keep rolling.
Okay.
I think we can roll. I think we can roll it. You got it.
I got this. Here at 810.
Because this is how I'm going to do y'all up here. Like, you're going to have to roll. You got to roll.
Because it gets a bit crazy. We try to enjoy it. Y'all see she crying? She's crying. See? And she telling me to get it together.